Hey, what's up? What's up? Welcome again to another edition of Mr. Parker's Neighborhood. I am Mr. Parker, and this guest I got today. If you ain't never seen a Mr. Parker episode, you want to watch this one because, like Fat Albert, you say, you're going to learn something today. But my guest today is Mr. Perri Johnson. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm blessed, brother. I'm blessed.
Look at that. Look at the backdrop already. I just want y'all to look at the backdrop. You see that back there? See, that's how a man cave should be. But again, this ain't how. Look, this is just now. Back in the day when we first met up, he was doing the same thing. So let's just stop. We're gonna go ahead into the whole piece of let's clear up the on the show. What I always do is I take the first part of it and I have the viewers guess what it is my guest does. So with all that being said, here we go. These are your choices of what my guest does. A, is he a school teacher? B, is he a basketball coach? C, is he a record producer? D, is he part of an official organization? Or C, he ain't none of the above. All right. Y'all ain't guess again, so don't worry about it. Mr. Johnson, will you please tell the people what it is that you do?
Wow. A little bit of all of the above. Right now, I'm a former police officer. I'm a school administrator, actually. I'm a dean of students at an all-boys middle school. Right. Which is a blast. I am a coach. I have coached. And Cecil knows about my TV background too, so I'll dabble in a little of that. So I guess you could say a little bit of all of it, and God's still blessing me.
All right, so Mr. Johnson, we're gonna I've done my formalities in the beginning and the opening, so now we're gonna go to family. What's up, Wink? What's happening?
Woo, that's like 30 plus years, ain't it?
Yes, look, yes, sir, yes, sir. Now, Wayne, can you tell the people, are you originally from St. Louis? Give them a little background on you.
Okay, yeah, originally from St. Louis, been in St. Louis all my life, grew up in Webster. Spent a lot of our time on Adelaide, 4400 block of Adelaide, stay in Adelaide. Hey, with that ground, you know what's going on. But was blessed, man, in two wonderful households. But Webster's always been my home. Now I live in Florida.
All right. So growing up, did you play any sports coming through?
Yeah, man, played everything, man. Football, baseball, basketball, you name it, man. We stayed in the streets playing stuff. Started playing organized sports when I was 7. Okay. Played all the way through high school and never stopped. From there, got into coaching.
Yeah. So now when you left Webster to go, how did you end up at Central Missouri State?
You know what, man? Saw a Central Missouri State folder one day. I was like, man, let me check that school out. Checked it out, went up there, met some lifelong friends, some guys that Cecil know. Give a shout out to Rusty, Glenn, and Calvin. Them guys, some lifelong friends, man. Met those guys on a visit and was like, hey, you know what? This is where I want to be, man. And ain't looked back since and loved it up there. Loved every minute I spent at Central.
Man, now what makes that so crazy? What makes that so crazy for you to say that is in my stories, I always say when I got to Central Missouri State, there were 3 brothers that stood out that helped me. One introduced me to what was going on. That was Rusty. Rusty did that piece. And like I say, then the second one was Calvin, CJ. CJ kept me at Central because I was about to leave Central because I'm like, I don't want to be here. CJ talked me into it. And then you, brother, again, for all y'all out there who don't understand what I mean the significance of this man right here. If it wasn't for Wink, Perri Johnson, there would be no Mr. Parker's Neighborhood. Not Nan. Because I wasn't doing Brock. I was not even thinking about television. I knew nothing about the station.
Right.
And out of the blue, he said, look, I'm graduating. Come on, let me holler at you for a minute, show something. I'm like, okay. We went to this little spot. It's like, it's a TV station. I'm looking like, a TV? I ain't never seen this TV station before. And got to doing something and say, hey, show me how to edit. Like, oh man, I fell in love with that part of it.
Yeah.
But you know, the key that got me was when you said, now we're doing this stuff, you can do it. And when you finish doing a video job, you get paid. I was like, I ain't gotta wait. You get paid.
Yeah.
Okay, sir, I can learn this. And that was it. That was the beginning. I had no clue. And I wanted to just say, thank you, sir, because whatever you saw in me to say, come with me. And it was, I mean, Wink, it was out the blue.
Yeah.
It was out, I mean, do you know why you did that?
Because, brother, you had it, man. You know, there's always been something about you, Cecil, man. You've always been outgoing, you know, and you was essential just trying to find your niche. Just, you know, just trying to, as they say nowadays, getting in where you fit in, right? And, you know, us brothers recognize you, man. And, you know, and at that time, it wasn't even about fraternity. You know, it wasn't even nothing about that. It was just about, you know, other cats from St. Louis. Like you said, CJ and Rusty, man, you know, we didn't know each other prior to getting to Central. And we were so thankful, man, you know, so we was always trying to look out for young brothers, you know, like yourself, man. It was just trying to fit in and trying to be a part of something, you know, and find their way, man, you know. So I was like, well, let me, you know, this brother seems to be outgoing. Let me throw this at him and see, you know, if this is something that he's interested in. Oh man, dude, you took off and ran with it, dude. You ran further than I did. And man, I was so proud of you, man. I was so happy for you and thankful, you know, that you found your niche. You came home and started doing your thing, man, and you got the game of gone, brother, for real.
But like I say, I mean, brother, it's like I say, that's the story. My whole Central Missouri State story, Wink, is unknown, and I can only say God did it because I told somebody before, I didn't apply for Central Missouri. I don't know who applied for me to come to Central Missouri State. I was going to Alcorn State to play football. I had letters. I was set. At the last minute, my football coach, one of the football assistants, lost my tape. Now, I remind you, the real thing about it is when I spent the weekend and did my own highlight tape. I edited my own highlight tape for Alcorn State, and he lost it. And then for you to come up to me and say somebody television thing and show me how to edit, I was like, this is crazy, man. I was doing this before I knew it. And here I am now making money off of it and doing it because this is what I love to do. And I mean, it was crazy, but I still cannot this day say how I ended up at Central. And then to get there and I say, you, CJ, and Rusty, take me in like y'all did, man. It was like, all right, I'm supposed to be here then.
Yeah, yeah. You know, that was a cool thing, man. Everybody was cool, you know, and you know, and it's funny, you know, all of us players different fraternities, but we still remain cool. You know, we kicked it a lot, man, and we had a good time. And you know, I just go back to, man, you know, the things that, you know, are needing to happen today when you know, reaching down and helping another brother. You know, even a brother that you don't know, man, because you just see a spark in that brother. You see that brother trying, man, and you know, the ideal thing is to go back and make that path easier for somebody else. You know, and that's what I saw in you. I was like, man, if I could turn this brother onto something, he can take hold of it. I make it easier on him. You know, hey, good for him, man. You know, good job. You know,
and man, you did it. And again, it didn't hurt none that. No, when it came to watching brothers who were leading and doing stuff, you was one of them cats. And again, you got me you got me my very first job working the security thing for parties. I didn't know nothing about things. Hey, come on, you can do this. I can do what? You just help at the door. All you gotta do is walk to the door. Man, my first weekend there, doing the first party, that's when they had that big fight. My mother called me the next morning, talking about, hey, how you doing? I'm like, all right. So you have fun last night? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, why you call me so early? So because I sent you to school to learn, not to be part of fights. I'm like, what are you talking about? I saw it on CNN. I'm like, and I saw you in your red, look, in your little work shirt, whatever you had on. I was like, oh snap, she did see me. For her to know, I was like, oh snap. Yeah, so you need to realize you are for schooling, not forget. But mom, I don't want to hear it. I was like, yeah, okay. But that job there, man, was a learning experience because I learned how to deal with people.
Yeah.
So we had some characters come through there, boy.
Oh yeah, big time. Big time, man. Yeah.
But I mean, you were that kind of brother who I could come to and talk to. And we met. You know how we first met, though?
Go ahead.
Hollywood.
Yep.
I was hanging with Hollywood. He said, run with me up to my frat brother's room real quick. I'm like, all right. We get up in the room. I said, wait, dang. Because y'all had the beam. I mean, y'all room was square. I'm like, this is how you supposed to have a room. I'm like, this is a dorm room? I'm like, man. And Wood was like, yeah, this my brother Wink and this Tim and hey, man. I was like, wow. And then for y'all to say, oh, where you from? St. Louis. Oh, man, yeah.
Come on.
Like, that was it. I'm like, oh, man. But I mean, you were such that brother. I mean, that whole crew of brothers was so smooth to where it was like, okay, I ain't got to be in the clique, but I'm going to be around them. And that was the main thing was that I was learning so much because y'all were teaching me how to survive.
Yeah.
I mean, we in Warrensburg where, like I said, they got a statue of a dog named Old Drum in the middle of the place.
Right.
Because he was the slave dog. What the
Yeah, what kind of stuff is that? Yeah.
But I mean, and what was your actual major though?
You know what? My major was television broadcasting and with a minor in mass comm.
Man, and like I say, and it's so funny because people don't realize that there was another television station there, and they had a thing that we wasn't getting in there.
Right. Yep.
But I mean, and you're going up there when you got there. What were some of the big things that you had to navigate through when you first got to Central?
Oh my God, man. Just, number one, living on your own, you out from under your parents' roof and learning that environment, figuring out, okay, who is who. I know a couple cats here, but and the biggest thing for me was now you on your own. So ain't nobody waking you up to go to class. It's your responsibility to get up and go to class, man. And it's funny, man, because there are times I have a dream that I'm back in school and I done missed some classes and I don't know where to go, so it's and I think it's part of that growing up and saying, okay, learn to accept your own responsibility and being responsible for your own self. And then when you grab a hold of that and you kind of corral your own life and get it together, it's like, okay, now I got this, now I can settle in. I can remember, dude, as a sophomore, man, I was the president of the Black Greek Council, and then later the president of the frat, so having those responsibilities as at a young age. And, I've always been a gifted writer. I can always write, man, so if we had to write a letter for something, I can remember we did a strip show in the union, right? All the frat brothers, right? So the university, got on our case about it, man. And by the time I wrote them a letter and compared that to the Greek week and the toga wearing and all that kind of stuff, man, we ain't hear nothing else about it, man. But it was, it was about learning how to handle your business.
Yes, sir.
And being on top of your game. Okay, now I got the game. Now that I got the game, let me teach the game.
Yeah.
And that's what it was, man. That's exactly what it was.
And like I said, and again, I thank you because, man, you showed me in the time before you left, like you said, how to handle the people. It wasn't the fact of handling certain, it was the fact of handling everybody to where you never got upset. But when you did get peed, everybody knew, step back, let Wink go on about his business, because he ain't gonna stop till he finishes. And in the midst, if you say the wrong thing, you finna catch it too.
Right.
Right. I mean?
Exactly.
And like I said, it was the fact that at that point in time, while you was there, ABC was in its own little run.
Yeah.
But the Black Greeks were all together and sat down. Hey, they might have had this, that, and another, but they came together and was like, okay, now this is how we roll. And it was like when I ended up, after you left in 91 being president, I was able to pull everybody on one accord to where like we went from being 20 people to we have the only that I know of, the only centerfold page in the yearbook.
Yeah.
Well, it was like, man, and my thing was I was there and I was trying to do stuff because, like I said, you, Rusty, CJ, y'all put stuff in me. And my thing was, I need to make sure these brothers, when somebody step back and say, hey, that's a bad brother, I said, now, so brothers showed me in front of me how to do stuff. Yeah. Because I mean, when, like I said, you were doing stuff and again, you didn't know how people were watching or how I was watching you anyway, right. Maneuver. And man, you were handling stuff. I mean, the time it was one of the fight situations. And everybody, you like, nah, hold on, we're gonna handle it this way. And you calmed everybody down and we moved through it. And in calming everybody down, we ended up making a better move than if we would have got crazy with it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, that was just the kind of stuff that you did. Now, in your upbringing, like you said, you had to have that kind of foundation from home.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what, man? I was blessed, man, to have 3 dads in my life. Okay. You know, my biological dad, I never met him. You know, I found out he was my biological dad when I was probably around 38. I never met him before he passed, you know, so that's just genetics there. Right. You know, the man I thought was my biological dad really instilled a lot of independence in me. Okay. You know, he was like, hey, you know, you be your own man. And he would always tell me, if it's something you want, get it. If you can afford it, get it. You know, if it ain't breaking the bank, get it. You handle yourself, you take care of yourself, you handle your business, you be about yourself, you know, and that's how you roll. And then my stepdad, who was in my life, who I thought was my biological dad died when I was 16. Okay. So my stepdad, he stepped in and was in that role. And you know, he taught me a lot, man. He was very reassuring. You know, he was the one who took me to Central. You know, he was the one that pushed my mom to allow me to play football and to do different things like that. You know, he was like, hey, let him do this, let him do that. And, you know, and although he wasn't my real dad, man, to me, you couldn't tell me he wasn't, you know, because he continued to put them strong values into me and to teach me, hey, man, you reach back and you help somebody. Yeah. You know, you see what's going on with somebody, you help people when you can. You know, always be willing to give. As long as you always willing to give, then somebody's gonna give to you. You know, so when I got to Central, man, and that was my first chance to live on my own, it was like, okay, establish yourself. Now, you know, I got involved with the frat because, you know, there were some brothers that took me under their wing before I was frat. You know, and I was cool with them, man. And so I learned from them very quickly because like the next year or two, they were gone, you know, and it was like, okay, we got to handle this. So now you go back to when it was me, Lawrence, and Dink. Yeah. And we was like, okay, we the core, man. We got to roll. We need to get some brothers. We need to establish some guidelines. You know, we just really had to take that on and you willing to learn each. And we knew on. And like you stated earlier, we had relationships with the other frats and the sororities. We had good relationships, you know, Elliot Ely and Brian and them guys, man, you know, we had relationships with them that went past just the fraternity. Right. You know, so that we could rap with them. As long as I live, man, I never forget. I don't remember whose line it was. I think it might have been Tim Nim's line, man, that we sent to get some stuff and to bring back to the chapter room, and them cats gave it to the alphas and had the alphas bring it to our chapter room. We opened up, we're like, what's up, y'all? Hey, man, y'all Crestons gave us this stuff, asked us to give it to y'all. We was like, what the heck? You know, man. But, you know, man, that was just a testament to how cool everybody was in that environment, you know, that we were trying to teach everybody. You know, I remember, man, me and Calvin, we found out the same girl was trying to play us, man. We laughed about that, you know, but just, it was that environment, you know, so when guys like you and Jesse came along, man, and Courtney, you know, and different people, man, it was easy to pass that along, you know, because we created that niche. And all us fraternity brothers, we were looking for young brothers. Hey, man, you know, hey, this young brother over here got this going. Let's help this young brother out, you know, stuff like that, man. So it was you know, you take it from, we basically, you take it from childhood, you join with like-minded brothers that think the same way you do, and then you expand out.
Yeah, like I said, and again, man, you, like I said, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, Wink, I've been waiting for you, look for years of a way of how I could express. Like I said, I did it on, when I find you on Facebook, I told you on Facebook, hey, thank you so much, cause you don't know what you, because of you. But I'm like, man, when I broke out and said, no, they don't, I need to find a way to let people know, no, this man right here, if he didn't take time out, and like I said, you took time out with not just me, but like you said, with other brothers, and it's just in the inviting way to have us come in and hang out. Like I said, that was the whole point at Central at that point in time, which later on I tried to pass on to people because that's how y'all when we came up there. First of all, we come to Warrensburg and we came in there the biggest freshman class of Black students that they ever had.
Yeah.
So they was shook on that, and y'all was like, oh man, we like see y'all coming. So it was like, yeah. And y'all were excited. And so y'all was like, hey, let us show you how to stay out of trouble. Let us show you where to go, how to go. And it was like, man, it was like, okay. So when we thought we was in, we like, oh, this is gonna be retarded and crazy. Y'all were like, no, we got y'all. If y'all listen to us, we got y'all. Y'all can get through this. And I mean, man, it was just that whole family piece. And like you said, people who you didn't know, when you came back to St. Louis, you run into them at the stores. I know you from Central. I know you from Central. That's such and such. Like, oh man, then you come back and hey, man, what's going on? Like, But I mean, that whole invitingness that like I say, you and I say and Dink and Tim and Hollywood, Big Thump. I mean, and again, man, y'all had some characters in that fractal where you like, man, this is, and you like, man, yeah, I wouldn't mind. I don't know. But I'm telling you, Wink, in 88, 88, 89, though, I'm telling you, Wink, that's what got me, cause y'all came up with them 32 Sigma sweethearts, and that just messed me up. I said, they got all of them. I said, all the sisters and people looking at me, wait a minute, hold on, how many of y'all is it?
Right. Oh, it was deep, man.
And that was the draw was just crazy. And then to have them all do that, and then later, majority of them played Zeta as well. It's like, man, but it was
deep, man.
It was a beautiful thing because, like I said, watching y'all come together and hang out, it was just, man, it was just a lovely thing. And like again, you and the other brothers, you did so much in helping brothers. I mean, like I said, you had stuff with the frat, and you would include other, y'all had I say either clothes drive, food drive, that kind of different stuff. And it was all about, now we ain't just kicking it.
Right.
We trying to do some things and help y'all realize. And man, like I say, because of you, when I did cross and come up, the first thing that me and Jesse did was have the sleep out. We slept outside in for the food for the homeless. Yeah. And man, it was like, dude, where y'all come over there at? That's something I think Winkman would have done. Hey, come on. I would don't say I hear. And there's a picture, and it's so funny. It's a picture with me sitting there. I think it's either Benji or D-Shank is laying up under, and the mule skin talking about the Sigma sit opera, and we like, yeah, they were like that. That's that's the kind of stuff we try to do to where when y'all came to visit, it wasn't talking about what y'all done did wrong now. It was like, man, y'all doing some things. All right, cool. Yeah. I mean, but again, you gave me that inspiration that where whatever I did, if it was gonna get back to Wink, they wasn't gonna say that I did something stupid. They'd be like, boy, your boy doing some things over here.
And I would always hear good things, man. I shake my head like, man, that's cool, man. That's real cool. That's what it's about,
And then for all those years of college pieces, now when you leave Central, you go home and then you do it.
Joined the police department, started working, and within a couple of years, man, I joined the police department, man. At 26 years old, and that completely changed my life, man. All at the same time, man. I met my wife like 2 weeks before I graduated the police academy. We met in February 93. And got married July of 94. So we didn't waste no time. And, then my son was born in June of 96. So we was moving on with life, man. And we're truly blessed. We really were, man.
Yeah, cause that was the shocker though. I come home and boom, Officer Johnson, wait, I thought he was going to do how you getting to doing police stuff? Where that come from?
Right.
But again, that was Wink. It was like, hey, this sounds good to me. I'm gonna try this. And I mean, and the word that was coming through, even in that, you were leading this pack as far as giving back to the kids and doing stuff. And then so as far as being a police officer, how did you get into the coaching? What made you?
You know what, man? It's funny you say that, man. There was the PAL League, Police Athletic League, and I remember starting my young son out playing t-ball. And they was like, hey man, you want to coach t-ball? Yeah, I coach some t-ball, and then there was extra kids at the park and they didn't have a coach. And now you got two teams, little baseball team and a t-ball team. You meeting some parents and you playing a few games and, well, baseball's over. Now we're going to do basketball. Okay, you want to coach basketball? All right, let's coach basketball. Now you're coaching basketball and you're going on and you're doing all right. Well, y'all kind of good, You want to play a few more games? Yeah, we go play in this league. And that's how it started, man. And it snowballed. I looked up at one time, I think I had 4 teams, man. And I think, man, I think through my basketball program, I want to say I had about 130 kids come through just my basketball program. Yeah. Man, and the last group I had these kids are graduating college now, man, had the best parents and still have a relationship with them. We balled, man. I think one year we played 119 games.
Wow.
But just taking kids all over the play and just exposing them and just having a good time, man. It really turned into something. I couldn't have done it without my wife, though. Right. She was my rock behind me, man. She was traveling with us and keeping the books. And it got to a point, man, we were doing basketball, baseball, and football all year round, man. I had about 6 or 7 kids that went from each sport with me. So man, it wasn't uncommon for us to have a basketball game and a baseball game same day. Yeah. We did some stuff, man. It was a blast, though. It really was.
And like you said, it's so crazy because in the midst of doing all that, we don't see each other, we don't have conversations. And then the young lady I ended up getting engaged to and getting married, all of a sudden she's like, yeah, my son got a basketball game. I'm like, okay, come on, boy, you better come on. Coach Perri ain't gonna like you being late. I'm like, no, ain't no way. Okay, so we going, we running, we get to the game, and I look at her before you came through. I said, Coach Perri? She said, well, yeah. I said, what's his last name? She's talking about Johnson. I said, do y'all got a name for it? Well, I think some of his frat brother gonna call him Wink. I said, yeah, that's my big brother. She's my I say, that's who got me doing the TV stuff. She's my, you lying. And then you came out of the room, around the corner. She's my, Wink, I want you to meet my fiance. You CP. I said, I told you I knew. Yep. I mean, like I said, it was just so crazy and so great to where here we are years later, and I didn't know what you were doing, what was going on. And here it is that my stepson is now playing with you. And I mean, like you said, that team, man, they was good, boy. That crew, I mean, it was like, wow, watching them play. And then watch them, like I said, go through high school playing. Like, oh yeah, these little dudes are serious business.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
it's real.
It just helped me, and I say it made me feel better because it's like, oh well, yeah, whatever Wink said, I'm gonna back it up because he ain't telling you nothing wrong. Because like I said, it was just to see you as his coach. It was like, oh man, he in good hands, and like I said, all them kids that I met from there between your sons, man. I mean. PJ, I mean, it was good for me to see that, man. Like, boy, these cats here. I mean, the Winks got two boys and they doing their thing. I'm like, man, it was just so crazy because again, to be around you, even at that point, it was like, that's my big brother. I'm chilling right here. That was big brother. I was listening to what he said. I'm a big brother right there.